Chapter 21. I wrenched my ankle free. I glanced back. There was no ghostly hand, just a vine of ivy striking across the path. And pounding closer, Pete's heavy steps. I jumped to my feet and started running again. Don't worry about the graveyard, I scolded myself. Don't worry about the ghosts. There are no ghosts, except Pete. And that see-through girl sitting in front of me. What? See-through girl? She opened her mouth and blasted me with icy breath. Home base is the other way, she shrieked. I stopped dead. A ghost girl. I started to turn around, but the other way led to Pete. Trapped. And then I heard them. The sounds that had been haunting me at night. Ollie ollie oxen free. Childish voices shrieked all around me. Ready or not, here I come. One by one, they rose from their graves. Ghost children. Pale, white, nearly transparent. Girls and boys of all ages. All dead. All ghosts. Icy cold. You're it, they screeched. You're it. They crowded around me, howling and moaning. Their ashen faces were small and sweet, but twisted with anger. They were old, tattered clothes, long dresses with torn skirts and schoolboy knickers rotting apart. What are they going to do to me? The screaming grew louder, their breath icier. I shivered in the sudden chill. I scanned the cemetery, searching for a way to escape. They pressed in, closer, closer. Anyone around our base is dead, they shrieked. I covered my ears against their shrill voices. I spun around. Pete leaned against a tree, watching me. I was trapped. One of the ghost boys noticed Pete. You loser, the ghost boy yelled. Not good enough to play with us, right, Pete? Stupid humans are the only ones you can beat. The ghost children danced by me, taunting me. You can't get away now. Oh no, you can't get away. Try to escape, a dead girl whispered. I dare you. Help! I screamed. Help! But the ghost voices grew louder and shriller, covering my screams with their own. 5, 10, 15, 20. No one would hear me. No one would save me. Pete was ready to pounce on me if I ran. The ghosts moved closer and closer. They closed in on 3 sides of me. Pete waited behind me. 45, 50, 55. They'll count to 100, I realized. And then what would they do? What happens when they get to 100? 90, 95, 100. That's it, I thought. It's all over. No, I ordered myself. Don't give up. Hey, I yelled as the ghost flew at me. I thought only loser ghosts played with humans. You're no better than Pete. Pete's a loser, a ghost boy shouted. Loser, loser, the others taunted. Yeah, Pete is a loser, I yelled. He couldn't even catch me, a human, in the hide-and-seek game last night. Pete howled in fury. You cheated, he shrieked, but I'm still going to win. Pete lunged at me, but the boy ghost slipped between us, chanting, Pete, Pete, smell my feet, give me something good to eat. More ghosts circled around Pete. Stop playing with stupid humans, Pete, a girl chided. Yeah, Pete, screeched another ghost. You're such a loser. What's the matter? You afraid of us, Pete? You don't seem so scary now, Pete. I taunted. You're afraid to leave a human body, aren't you? I could see Pete. The ghost whipped around him. Pete's face popped out through Lucas's. His mouth twisted with anger. His eyes bulged. One of the ghost children tweaked his nose, and Pete jerked his head back inside Lucas's body. Pete, your mom says get out of that body and back into your grave right this minute, the ghost girl teased. Are you too scared to play with us, Pete? They shouted. You have to pick on stupid human kids? Most of the ghosts stopped paying attention to me. They circled faster and faster around Pete. Slowly, I began to inch away. A ghost girl shouted, Hey, Pete, catch! She plucked off her head, bonnet and all, and tossed it at Pete. He caught it and stared at it, horrified. The disembodied head giggled and flew back on top of the girl's neck. I forced myself not to scream. I didn't want the ghost to turn on me. A boy stuck his face in Pete's and blew out his icy breath. Pete shivered. A little beard of icicles formed on his chin. "You're it, Pete," they chanted. "You're it, you're it, you're it." Lucas's body began to shake. It quivered faster and faster. What's happening? For a few seconds, I saw two bodies, Lucas's and another boy's. Pete's smelly, rotten-toothed body, messy hair, freckles, dressed in ragged old clothes, but clear and filmy like the ghost's. Then Pete pulled himself back into Lucas. "I won't come out," Pete cried. If I ran now, I could get away. No, I thought. I have to save Lucas. "I knew you were afraid, Pete," I screamed. "You were afraid of the other ghosts. You're even afraid to come after me unless you're safe in someone else's body." "Yeah," the ghost children shouted. "If you won't come out yourself, we'll suck you out," a ghost child declared. The ghost spun around Lucas and Pete. I watched them whirl around like a cold, white tornado. "No!" Pete cried. "I want to stay with the humans." The spitting ghosts laughed. "They're too easy to beat," one shouted. "Don't be a wimp. Play with us." Pete's freckly face rose out of Lucas's head, then his neck was sucked out, and his torso and legs. With a loud "fuck," the white whirlpool yanked Pete's body away and up into the air. He struggled as he spun around like laundry in a rinse cycle. They sucked him away, back into the cemetery. They sucked him down into a grave marked Peter Jones. "I want to play with Randy," he protested. Then his head was sucked below the ground. Laughing, the other ghosts returned to their graves. I thought I heard one of them say, "Pete's a spoiled brat. He wants to be it all the time."